Every Amazon seller's biggest struggle is learning how to run successful Amazon PPC advertising campaigns. I don't think I've ever met a single Amazon seller that said to me, Amazon PPC is so easy. This is a very important skill for you to master if you want to make more money on Amazon. That's why in this video, I will show you everything that will take you from a complete beginner to expert when you are advertising your products. The biggest mistake that Amazon sellers make when trying to run Amazon PPC campaigns is that they keep throwing money at campaigns that are not converting into sales. So let me be honest with you. The reason why your campaigns are not converting into sales or is not giving you that low ACoS is because you have the wrong product. For example, let's pretend you launched a product like this. If this product is too competitive, too saturated, or maybe your product listing is not optimized and it sucks, then your PPC campaigns will never become profitable. So the first step to having successful Amazon PPC campaigns that are profitable and that will make you money, you first need to find a winning product. If you do not have a winning product, your PPC campaigns will not convert and will not give you good results. Both of these go hand in hand. If you have a good product, you will have good PPC results. So if you need help finding a winning product that will pay you every month in passive income, I want to invite you to my free Amazon FBA training in the YouTube description below. Click on the free training link, enter your name, your email address, and watch the training to the end so you can book a free one-on-one strategy session with my team, and we will guide you through the entire process on how to find profitable products that will make your PPC campaigns convert very easily. Now, after you have your winning product, it is time to apply everything I teach you in this video so you can set up the most powerful PPC campaigns to make money. Also, if you like free tutorials like this, then make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. Let's jump right in. After you found your winning product to sell on Amazon FBA and you have inventory in the warehouse, it is now time to set up some Amazon PPC campaigns so you can launch your product and become profitable. Go to advertising.amazon.com. This is Amazon's advertising console, and you can also access it within your Amazon Seller Central account. So if you do not have a Seller Central account just yet, you need to sign up, and you can click on register right here to sign up. For me, I already obviously have an Amazon Seller Central account, so I am going to click on sign in to log into my advertising console. So you guys will be doing the same. Sign into Amazon ads. Click on the country that you are advertising in. So for most of you, you are selling in the United States marketplace. I highly recommend all sellers to start with selling within the United States because it is the most profitable, largest Amazon marketplace for you to make a ton of money. And you do not need to live within the United States to sell in the United States. For example, I live in Canada and I sell in the United States. Click on sign in. So I am just going to sign into my account. I am already signed in. And this brings you to Amazon ads. Again, you can access this within your Amazon Seller Central account as well. Just ignore this message that you see up here. It is not relevant to what we are doing today. So you will see a button that says create campaign. This is where I will show you how to create your first campaign. Click on create campaign. And here you can see different options for sponsoring your product on Amazon. We have sponsor products, sponsor brands, sponsor display, and sponsored TV is in beta. You can also create a video campaign, but I do not recommend beginners to start with video campaigns because you probably are aware that you should hire a professional to shoot a video, and that can cost you quite a bit of money, especially if you want to shoot a professional video campaign. So for starters, you should use sponsored products, this option right here on the left hand side. So let me explain to you what each of these mean and what they do. So for sponsored products, you are promoting each product listing, just like the example that you see on the image right here. It is just a listing that you see when you shop on Amazon. Sponsored products can help promote products to shoppers actively searching with related keywords or viewing similar products on Amazon. So if a customer goes to Amazon.com and they type in a keyword like beach ball, then customers can see your beach ball being listed as a product listing. So this is for every beginner and experienced seller to use. Next, we have sponsored brands. Sponsored brands showcase your brand. It helps customers discover your brand and products with creative ads that appear in relevant Amazon shopping results. So sometimes when you guys are browsing on Amazon, I'm sure that you see this bigger sponsored brand advertisement. And this is good for products that have an entire brand. This is not good for products if you are only selling one or two products. For example, if you are selling one beach ball, then you should not be using sponsored brands or sponsored display. However, if you have a brand of beach balls in different colors or different sizes, whatever the case, or maybe you are selling multiple different children's toys, then you can try out sponsored brands and sponsored display. So sponsored display can help you reach relevant audiences through their shopping and entertainment journeys with programmatic display ads. So this is more advanced, and this is not for you if you are a beginner. Most of you watching this Amazon PPC tutorial are beginners. So for beginners and experienced sellers, let's start with sponsored products. Click on continue. And here we will be creating our first automatic PPC campaign. It is very important that you understand it should always be an automatic PPC campaign. I will explain this further in detail, but first let's name our ad group. So within each campaign, there are multiple ad groups. For me, I only run one ad group within one campaign. So we are creating one campaign and one ad group. However, I know other sellers that have multiple ad groups that do different things within one campaign. Now, this may sound confusing to you if you are a beginner, but to keep things simple, just have one ad group within one campaign and you will have no issues. So let's pretend that I am selling beads. I'm just going to rename this to beads auto campaign number 1. Okay, it says this ad group cannot use this character, so I am just going to put Beads Auto Campaign 1. You want to name your ad group with a name that you can remember, because as you scale your Amazon PPC campaigns, you will have multiple campaigns. So make sure you are organized with naming your campaigns so you know what type of campaign it is. Next, let's select our product. I am going to pretend that we are only selling one product. I'm sure that if you are a beginner, you are selling one product. So I am going to click on add. If you don't see your product popping up, then all you need to do is enter your ASIN and then it will appear. Your product will appear and then click on add. Okay, I just added my product and you can see that it is added on the right-hand side. Scroll down And like I said, we will be using automatic targeting. So what this means in simple terms is that Amazon will target keywords and products that are similar to the product in your ad. So this means that Amazon is in full control of choosing which keywords from your product listing to advertise to your customers. For example, if we go to Amazon.com and if a customer types in the keyword wooden beads, my product listing will appear under sponsored ads. So you can see sponsored, and let's pretend this is my product listing. This sponsored ad will appear for the customer. Same goes for any keyword that Amazon finds in my product listing. So if a customer types in plastic beads or small beads, and if those keywords are in my product listing, then Amazon will showcase my automatic PPC campaign for that customer. So that is what an automatic PPC campaign does. Amazon is in control of choosing any keywords from your product listing to showcase your sponsored ad to the customer. Now, if that sounded confusing, just rewind this video a little bit and re-listen to what I have to say. It's important that you understand that for any new PPC campaign, you are starting with an automatic campaign and not a manual campaign. You want to create a manual PPC campaign after we have collected some keyword data on which keyword generated sales. So for example, if a customer types in wooden beads and they see my product listing and they purchased my product from this ad multiple times by typing in wooden beads, then I should create a manual PPC campaign targeting wooden beads because I know that customers are buying my product from this keyword. Now, don't worry, I will explain this further in detail and create a manual targeting PPC campaign with you later on in this tutorial. So let's continue on with the automatic PPC campaign. Now that you know what it does, let's set the bid. So Amazon already suggested a default bid of 45 cents. I would just leave this as is and let this campaign run for at least 1 to 2 weeks before you make any adjustments. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that for any automatic PPC campaign, you do not need to bid aggressively. So you do not want to bid $2 or $2.50 or $3 for each click. This means that you are paying 45 cents for every time a customer clicks on your ad. Imagine paying $2 or $3. That is absolutely insane because when a customer clicks on your product and they don't buy your product, you are paying $2 to $3 per click when you can be paying 45 cents per click. So never feel the need to bid a high dollar amount when you are running an automatic PPC campaign. From experience, I find that 75 cents to $1 is a sweet spot, but what you want to do is adjust the bid. After 7 to 14 days, you can look at your advertising report, see if this bid is working for you. Has it generated sales? Is it driving impressions? Is everything working out before you adjust the bid? You do not want to adjust the bid every day. You want to run your campaign, gather some data before you adjust the bid up or down. Another way to set your bid for an automatic PPC campaign is by targeting groups. So let me explain to you what this means. You have 4 different options where you can adjust the bid. For close match, it means that Amazon will show your ad to shoppers who use search terms closely related to your product. So if a customer is looking for wooden beads and they type in wooden small beads, then your ad may appear for this keyword. That is close match. For loose match, it's less specific and less targeted. Amazon is saying we will show your ad to shoppers who use search terms loosely related to your product. So if a customer is typing in plastic, small beads, your wooden beads may appear for this sponsored ad. And that's not what we want. Because if a shopper is looking for plastic beads, why would I advertise my wooden beads? It's very likely I will lose money for this ad. So I will turn off loose match. For substitutes, Amazon will show your ad to shoppers who use detailed pages of products similar to yours. So for example, if I am selling 30 wooden beads and a customer types in 50 wooden beads, my sponsor ad will appear. And I think that is okay because if they are looking for 30 beads, they may buy 50 beads. But they definitely are not looking for plastic beads, and that's why I turned off loose match. So keep the substitutes running. Compliments is not specific as well. And Amazon is showing your ad to shoppers who view the detailed pages of products that complement your product. So for example, if a customer is looking for bracelets, your product wooden beads may appear right here. And that's not what we want. That's what compliments mean. Amazon is showing your ad to customers who are looking for different types of products that may complement your product. So these two, loose match and compliments, are my least favorite options because they are not specific to my product. And when you are running ads to products that are not related to yours, I find it very hard to make a sale. You will probably end up losing money. So if you want to drive the best results, I advise to turn off these two options right here. Now, of course, you can keep it running and see how it goes, but from my personal experience, I never had good results driving sales using loose match or compliments. Now, if this is way too much for you and you are completely confused, that's okay, I got you. You can just select the default bid by using this simple option right here. Maybe you can play around with the targeting groups later when you gain some experience. So this is to make your life easier. Next up, we have negative keyword targeting. This means you can enter any keywords that do not relate to your product, so your ad does not appear. For example, if we are selling wooden beads, and you do not want your sponsor ad to show up for plastic beads, then all you need to do is type in plastic right here and then add that keyword to the negative phrase. This means when a customer types in any phrases with the word plastic, your ad will not appear. And this is what we want. Because again, why would a customer buy wooden beads when they are looking for plastic? That's just something I thought of on the top of my head. So if you are selling tennis balls, you can put in ping pong balls as your negative phrase, because why would someone buy ping pong balls when you're selling tennis balls? You can probably catch my drift on what I'm trying to do here. For negative exact, it means you are going to put in any exact keywords. So exact keywords are exactly what it means. For example, maybe you do not want your sponsored ad to show up for plastic beads. So every time a customer types in the exact keywords plastic beads, your product will not show up under sponsor ad. Or if they type in a phrase containing the word plastic, your sponsored ad will also not show up. So I'm just going to add the keyword right here. So that is the difference between negative exact and negative phrase. They both negative different types of keywords to help you save money. Now, you do not have to use this option if you don't want to. You can always optimize your Amazon PPC campaign later after you run some advertising and then add negative keywords. If you want to see how I optimize my Amazon PPC campaigns, I can do a separate tutorial on that if you leave me a comment below in this video. Just comment that you want to see an Amazon optimizing tutorial and I will consider making that new video on this channel. Okay, moving along. Negative product targeting. So if you don't want your ad to show up under your competitor's product listing, this is where you enter it in. So click on enter list. And for example, if we go back to wooden beads, because this is my product, right? We are using my product as an example. And let's say that this one is our competitor. And when you scroll down, you can see a bunch of sponsored products. Now, if you do not want to see your product showing up under your competitors, all you need to do is copy your competitor's ASIN up here, Control C on my keyboard, and then paste it in here. And then click on exclude. Now your product will not show up under your competitor's product listing. This is negative product targeting and it is optional. I usually don't add in any competitors' products to start because I don't know whether or not my product will even appear under my competitor's product listing. So I would just leave this blank if I were you. And you can also leave the negative keyword targeting blank and add negative keywords after you optimize your campaign. So to make things simple for you, you do not need to use the negative keyword targeting option and you do not need to use the negative product targeting option for now. You can always do this later, but I am just showing you an example so you know what these mean. Okay, next we have campaign bidding strategy. So we have dynamic bids up and down. This means that Amazon is in control of your bidding. So you remember earlier we set our bid at 45 cents, right? So it's saying that if you let Amazon be in control by using dynamic bids up and down, your bid can increase up to 90 cents or 68 cents for rest of search or product pages. However, if you use dynamic bids down only strategy, then your bid will remain at 67 cents. You see the difference? If you use down only, each click will cost you up to 67 cents. But if you let Amazon decide on the bidding strategy, it can cost up to 90 cents or 68 cents per click. There is a difference and you will be spending more money if you use dynamic bids up and down. Right here it says that if you use dynamic bids up and down, it will deliver 1.2x more sales. And that data is coming from Amazon from 2022. Look, Amazon is a business and they want to make more money from you. So if you use dynamic bids up and down, they will charge you more for every time a customer clicks on your ad. So for me, I like to use dynamic bids down only. I've had great success with this. You pay less every time a customer clicks on your ad and you are in more control. However, if you want to test it by using dynamic bids up and down, you can do so, but let me warn you, Amazon will charge you more for every time a customer clicks on your ad. So if you are on a budget, I would suggest you to use down only or use fixed bids. So this means that every time a customer clicks on your ad, the bid is fixed and it will not budge. So if you don't want to pay more for every click, then I would recommend dynamic bids down only. Now you may be wondering, what are these options down here? So we have top of search first page, rest of search, and product pages. This basically means that if you put in a percentage here, let's say 100%, it means that your ad will appear at the top of search first page. So if a customer types in wooden beads, let's just go back to wooden beads, your ad will appear up here and not all the way down here, because you probably know that customers will not scroll all the way down. So it's best if you were to advertise your sponsor ad up here. Now, if it were sitting on the top of page 1, then we need to allocate 100% of that bid to the top of search page. Rest of search you can allocate as well, and then you can also allocate product pages. For me, I like to always sit on the top of the first page, so I like to allocate 100%. But keep in mind, you will be paying a little more if you want your ad to appear at the very top. There's always a price that comes with the best options. Now, if you don't want to play around with this, you can keep it at 0 and your bid will remain the way it is. If you are new and this is way too much for you, I do not suggest you to fill in any of these percentages. Just leave it the way it is. If you are someone that has deep pockets and you want to desperately advertise on the top of the first page, then you can allocate this to 100%. I do not like to allocate on the rest of search or product pages because, like I said, 90% of customers will look at the top of page 1 and make a purchasing decision. So it only makes sense if you allocate 100% or I don't know, maybe 50% for the top of first page. Notice how my bid dropped slightly when I changed it to 50% compared to 100%. So this is just something for you to keep in mind and just think about how much am I willing to pay for a click from a customer when I use these percentages. Again, if it's too much, just leave it at 0. And then choose dynamic bids down only. So Amazon does not spend more of your money. Next is settings before we complete our automatic PPC campaign. So name your campaign something you can remember. I'm going to name it Beads Auto Campaign 1. And then I'm not going to put it into a portfolio. If you have a lot of campaigns, you can start creating portfolios for organization purposes. And then I am going to start it today. And then there is no end date because it's important that you run your automatic PPC campaign on a daily basis to maximize your results. For daily budget, you can start anywhere between $10 to $20. And then you can add more budget as time goes on. So if I have a budget of, let's say, $20 today, but then tomorrow I realize that I am out of budget by noon the next day, I probably want to double my budget to $40 per day. Now, for beginners, this can be quite scary. You probably are wondering, okay, but I don't want to spend $40 per day. That's okay, but you must spend at least $10 per day. This is something you have to do if you want to get some traction on your products, make some sales, and become profitable. It's important that you run some campaigns. The suggested daily budget is $30, so Amazon is suggesting that you put in $30, but you don't have to. If you are on a budget, you can slash this daily budget in half. So $15, $10, whatever amount you are comfortable with. And then when you start seeing results, you can increase your daily budget. I have one of my success students that I interviewed in this video right here, and she did not have to use any Amazon PPC campaigns to launch her products or become profitable because she followed my blueprint on how to find a winning product. She landed a product that did not require any PPC advertising, which I thought was amazing. If you want to launch your automatic PPC campaign in other countries, you can toggle this on to make that happen. But I do not suggest turning on this option because you should focus on selling in one country before you expand to a different country. There are different taxes involved and different shipping times and rates involved when you choose this option. So don't do it for now. All right, we are done setting up the automatic PPC campaign. So next you want to click on Launch Campaign. The next part of this Amazon PPC tutorial is that we need to set up our manual PPC campaign. In order to do that, we first need to look at the data that was generated from our automatic PPC campaign. So go back to your advertising console and then go to Measurement and Reporting. Click on Sponsored Ad Reports. This is where you can create a report and download the data that was generated while running your automatic PPC campaign. So the automatic campaign that we just set up, let's pretend that we already ran it for 14 days. Keep in mind that you do need some time to generate keyword data and see which keywords have made you sales and which keywords have not generated sales. Go to report category, leave it at sponsored products. Report type is search term. Country is United States, obviously. Time unit is summary. And then you want to click on last 30 days or whatever the time frame is that you want to look at your report. Again, I cannot stress enough that you need to run your automatic PPC campaign for at least 7 days or 1 to 2 weeks so you have some data to optimize your campaign and then finally build your manual campaign. So I am selecting last 30 days, or if I am looking at last 14 days, I can select that. But let's just use the 30-day example. Name your report whatever it is, and the request time is now. I want to generate a report right now, and then click on Run Report. Now, after you run your report, it should look something like this. So this is my dummy Amazon PPC search term report. Do not feel overwhelmed with this data because I will explain it to you as simple as possible. Keep in mind, I have a lot of data here because I ran this report for a very long time. So you may see less data or you may see more data. It just depends on the time frame that you have selected for your report. And since we all sell different products, you may have less data or more data. It just really depends. So let's exit out of the reports. And let's go back to our campaign manager. Go to sponsor ads and then click on campaign manager. Now, since we have data here to work with, we can now create a manual PPC campaign. Click on create campaign. And the beginning setup here is quite similar. So click on sponsor products. And then name your ad group. So the same rule applies. Remember earlier on when we were creating our automatic campaign, I said that one campaign has multiple ad groups. And the easiest way for you to understand this is to have one campaign with one ad group. However, you can have multiple ad groups if you want, but I am just going to have one. So I am naming it Beads Manual 1. Add your product. I added mine on the right-hand side. You can see that. Scroll down, and now we are going to use manual targeting. So this means you get to choose keywords or products to target shopper searches and set custom bids. So now you are in full control. Just a little recap about automatic PPC targeting. Amazon is in control. When a customer types in any keyword in the search bar, your sponsored ad may appear if that keyword is in your product listing. Well, now, since we have all this data to work with, we can see which keywords generated us sales, and now we can target those specific keywords to generate more sales using our manual PPC campaign. So manual campaign, you are choosing keywords and Amazon is not. We are going to select keyword targeting because we are focusing on keywords such as wooden beads. If you want to use product targeting, you can. I can make a separate tutorial on product targeting if you like. Just drop this request in the comment section below of this video. And if you want to see a full optimization tutorial, then also leave me a comment in the comment section below and I can consider making that tutorial all around optimization. So product targeting basically means you are targeting specific competitors. Let's pretend that this is my product listing, but I want to target this seller right here. That is product targeting. For the sake of today's tutorial, we will stick with keyword targeting because this is what is required to build a successful manual targeting campaign. So now we are going to enter list. We are going to enter keywords that we found in our search term report. So we downloaded our report. Now I promised you that I was going to do this as simple as possible. So all you need to do is scroll to the right-hand side, And then you want to look at this column where it says 7-day total orders. You want to sort this from largest to smallest because now I can see the last 7 days, which keywords generated me the most amount of sales. And we want to target these specific keywords. So if we just scroll over to the left a little, I can see that these keywords generated me a lot of sales. It's kind of hard to see here. I'm just going to move my screen a little bit. Oh, let's just minimize this so I can pull that to the screen. Okay, so it looks like these keywords generated me at least 2 sales. You see, this column tells me how many sales each of these keywords on the left-hand side has generated. So all I need to do is pick all these keywords or ASINs. These are ASINs, right? These are other competitors' products, which we will not do in this tutorial because you want to build a product targeting campaign around these ASINs. So this option right here. But again, we are only focused on keyword targeting today in this tutorial. So if I were to copy all these keywords that has made me 2 or more sales, I'm just going to highlight this for you guys so you can easily see it. And then I can copy and paste these keywords in my manual PPC campaign and target these keywords that has made me a lot of sales. What you don't want to do is obviously target keywords that only made 1 sale or no sale. It just doesn't make sense, right? So why would I target the keyword bird beads when it made me 1 sale? And why would I target Aztec beads if this keyword made me 0 sales? That doesn't make sense. So what we want to do is look at the keywords that generated more than 2 sales and then target these keywords. Pretty simple stuff, not confusing at all, right? I'm sure everybody can follow along. So let's just highlight these guys. All right, so these keywords have generated me more than 2 sales in the last 7 days, which is very good. We want to focus on keywords that are driving sales and then drive more sales by targeting them. So let's just copy these 5 keywords. For example, Control C on my computer, go back to my manual campaign, and then we are going to build a broad phrase and exact match campaign. So there are 3 different options. Broad keywords means that we are targeting broad keywords related to macram beads. So maybe if a customer searches macram beads for girls or macram beads for boys in the search term, then they will see my sponsored ad somewhere here. So that's what a broad campaign does. We are targeting broad keywords around all these keywords. A phrase campaign means that we are targeting the phrases around this keyword. So maybe it's blue macram beads or purple macram beads. Those are exact phrases. For broad, sorry, I should mention that for broad, it can be macram plastic beads like that. See this word here, plastic, I spelled that wrong. That is a broad keyword. A phrase is a phrase that has additional keywords in the front of the word or the end. And exact match campaigns is exactly what it is. We want to target these keywords exactly how it is. So if a customer types in macram beads up here, then they will see your ad. If they type in any broad or phrase keywords, they will not see your ad because you are targeting these exact keywords. Now, if that was confusing, all you got to do is rewind this video a little bit and just re-listen to what I have to say. I want to tell you that the most successful Amazon sellers who have good results with PPC all stems from finding a winning product. If you have the wrong product, it doesn't matter how hard you try to advertise your product on Amazon, it will not work. So if you need help with finding a winning product, you can watch this YouTube video right here where I walk you through step by step how to find a good product to sell before you start advertising on Amazon. And then you can come back to this tutorial later. So maybe you want to save this tutorial. If you are finding any value right now, then please subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell so you can be alerted every time I post a new video like this. Okay, so getting back on track, you want to create 3 different manual campaigns using broad, phrase, and exact. What you do not want to do is select all 3 and then put in all these highlighted keywords and start running your campaign. That is a big no-no. If you have that going on right now, I promise you will fail because you need to maximize your budget for each one. So this one, I am going to create a broad campaign, for example, and then later I will repeat these steps and then select phrase. Repeat the same steps and then select exact. So you are copying and pasting these highlighted keywords that have generated us more than 2 sales and then putting them in 3 different manual campaigns. For the sake of this tutorial, I will just create a broad campaign and then click on add keywords. But later I will create a phrase and exact match campaign as well. So it says that 3 out of 5 keywords were added successfully. Why can I not add these? Okay, it's not letting me add these. Strange. Maybe it's a hiccup, but I am just going to bypass this. So let's work with the 3 keywords that we have right here. Again, you want to use all these keywords, but obviously I'm not going to waste your time and copy all of them. So let's just work with what we have right here. And let's go over the bid. So what you want to do is use the suggested bid to start. So the suggested bid is 55 cents for this keyword, and then 60 cents for the second keyword and 65 cents for the last keyword. You do not have to adjust your bid here. This is similar to setting up our automatic PPC campaign. We will use the default bid to start. If you want to bid a little higher, you can use the highest suggested bid, but when you are just starting out a campaign, there is no need to bid aggressively. Remember, the higher you bid, the more you get charged. So let's move along here. Next is negative keyword targeting. So very similar to how we set up our automatic PPC campaign, you can add in any negative keywords that are negative exact or negative phrase that you do not want your ad to appear for specific keywords. If we use the same example of plastic beads, we can put in plastic here. So any phrases that contain plastic, your ad will not show up for those phrases. Or if you want to use negative exact, if a customer types in exactly the word plastic, then you can click on add keywords, and then your sponsor ad will not show up when someone types in plastic on Amazon. So that is the difference between the two. And campaign bidding strategy. So all of this is the same as our automatic PPC campaign. Just to refresh your memory, dynamic bids up and down means that Amazon is going to charge you more for every time a customer clicks on your ad. They are deciding whether to bid up or down. If you are a beginner or if you are on a budget, I suggest using dynamic bids down only so that your bid will not go past this 45-cent bid right here. Or you can use fixed bids, so it is fixed at a certain price when a customer clicks on your ad. So you can test all 3, but I do not recommend to start with dynamic bids up and down because Amazon will charge you more for every click. Top of search, first page, rest of search, and product pages is exactly the same as how I explained it when creating an automatic PPC campaign. So if you need a refresher, you can just rewind this video back. Long story short, you can be allocating your percentages to top of search, first page, because obviously customers make purchasing decisions at the top of page 1. Customers do not scroll to page 2 or 3 to start buying products. They usually do not do that. Moving along, settings. So name the campaign. For me, it's Bees Manual Campaign 1, broad. Because remember, I am going to set up a phrase campaign that is separate to this one. And I will also set up an exact match campaign that is separate to this one, and then name it phrase, and then name it exact. You guys get it. Okay, so this one is our broad campaign. And then start date is today. There is no end date because same rules apply. You want this to continuously run. And then daily budget, start with at least $10, or you can use the suggested amount, which is $30. For me, I will put in $30. And then you click on launch campaign. So there you have it. You have both your automatic and manual PPC campaigns set up. If you need one-on-one help with choosing a winning product and setting everything up from beginning to end, I want to invite you to my Amazon FBA training in the YouTube description below. Click on the link, enter your name, your email address, and watch my short training to the end so you can apply for a free one-on-one consultation with my team, and we will help you put everything together so you can start making profit selling on Amazon. Okay, getting back to our manual PPC campaign. One thing I should mention is that when you are choosing keywords for targeting, make sure that you keep a close eye on keywords that have a high ACoS. So for the words that have a high ACoS, like this one right here, I'm just going to put it in red. And for, let's see, this one right here, I am going to mark it red. For these ones that have a higher ACoS that is above your profit margin, you should keep a close eye on because you are obviously not profiting from these keywords. You only profit from a keyword sale if the ACoS is below your profit margin percent. So for this keyword, for example, the ACoS is 16%. And let's say my profit margin is 40%. I am obviously profiting every time I make a sale from the keyword macram beads. But for this one right here, and this one, and I think there's one more, and this one, that's 66%, I am not profiting. So when you run your manual PPC broad, phrase, and exact match campaigns, you want to keep an eye on these because sometimes they can perform better and give you a lower ACoS, or it can perform worse and give you a higher ACoS. So that is when you should turn off running these 3 keywords if you notice the ACoS to continue to be high, or if you spend too much money and you are not getting sales. Again, I can make a separate Amazon PPC optimization tutorial so you fully understand how to choose the right keywords that will drive the most sales. Or you can watch my most recent Amazon PPC optimization tutorial right here. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you to set up your Amazon PPC campaigns. Please remember to subscribe and give this video a huge thumbs up.